while our chicken's in the oven, we're going to go ahead and make the vinaigrette. I actually need a spoon real quick. So what we're making today is a preserved lemon vinaigrette. Preserved lemons are lemons that have been basically broken down by salt and sugar. I'm going to give you guys a little bit more of this. If you're buying the package, then you actually need to make it, depending on how flavorful you like things. I'm going to start out with about half of it. So what happens to these lemons is they're packed in salt and their own juices, and then left to sit for about 2 or 3 months. What happened going into COVID, we had a case of lemons since back last March. They just kind of went all of a sudden like, hey, you can't be open anymore. So we had to do something with them before they went bad. This is what we did. Didn't realize the case of lemons was going to last over this probably for next year and a half or so. But again, it's preserved or salt cured more or less. So there is a little sodium in this, so we're going to lay off the salt and pepper when we make it. We're going to start with that. This is just a real simple vinaigrette. With a little bit of local honey. Put that in there. And this is one that we're not going to worry too much about it being thoroughly emulsified as much as we just want nice flavors in it. So, and then we have a little bit of white balsamic vinegar. I'm just going to start this by kind of mixing it together. If your honey's cold, especially the stuff we've been getting, it kind of crystallizes a little bit. So we just let it sit for a little bit and then it kind of comes together. And we have our olive oil. Just going to go ahead and whisk that in. Like I said, I'm not looking for a real straight emulsification. If you wanted to make this in a blender, you could. Looking for a little bit more homelier, not as refined flavors doing this. Between the lemons and the honey, it should emulsify pretty well. Go ahead and give that a try. I think mine needs a little bit more lemon for my taste. The other thing with this is to consider, you want a little bit more brighter flavor because this is going to be going on the plate with the chicken and everything else. So, see how nice that's emulsified? I'm going to take and reserve that to the side. And then in the same bowl, I'm going to take my greens. You guys will have a mix of arugula or kale. We didn't have any into the restaurant yet, and I didn't see any that looked worthwhile at the grocery store today, so I'm just using a little bit of spring mix. We're going to take about half of the pepita seeds, maybe a little bit more. And part of this is I want this, and then the cranberries. I want this to sit and marinate just a little bit before we serve, and I'm not going to use all the dressing. We can reserve some of that. That'll be good. And this is the dressing for this. If you wanted to make it and put it in a bottle, you know, a day or two, week or two before, there's nothing in there that's going to go bad. So once those are nice and tossed, we're just going to set them to the side, let them marinate a little bit, and let our chicken finish up. Should be able to come back here and plate up here in just a little bit.